Welcome back. Today I want to go over some common advice that I find when it comes to meditation. People come and tell me, well, somebody told me I should just push through. Is this good advice? Let's get into it. So it's a very common thing that I hear. Just push through when it comes to time. Just push through and make yourself meditate for hours. An hour at least, right? Push through. Oh, Kundalini is happening. You're having energetic symptoms of Kundalini, right? Maybe you feel a tickle at the base of your spine. That's great. No worries. Maybe you feel rushing energy up and down your spine. Little bit's fine. But if it's overwhelming, are you just going to push through it? Maybe you feel the magnetic sensation at the spiritual eye. Maybe you feel a lot of pressure in your head. Well, just push through. Where in your life have you ever just pushed through and it worked great? If you're going to stretch a muscle, do you just push through? No, you take it a little bit at a time and you come back later. You stretch, you relax. You stretch, you relax. You never just push through. You're going to injure yourself, and it's obvious that you're going to injure yourself when it comes to stretching. What about learning to deadlift? Are you going to just push through and deadlift more weight than you're able to lift? Of course not. You're not going to do that. It's obvious that deadlifting too much weight is going to injure you. What about when you're learning to drive? Are you going to just push through and go out on the freeway when you're not ready? Of course not. It's very obvious that you're not ready to do that just yet. You have to build your way up to it. What do you need for all of these? You need to build your strength. You need to build your skill. Make it reliable. Then you can go on the freeway, no problem. But it's something you had to build into. The same thing can happen when we have a very, very deep experience in meditation. Perhaps we enter into a bit of nothingness or a bit of spaciousness or a bliss which is overwhelming. And some people will say, just push through, keep going, dive deeper into that experience. No, you can't do that. You cannot do that. You have to take your time and allow your mind, your psychology, to get used to that new experience. You want to sit with it. And so you come back and you enjoy it a little bit, and then you step back away. You come and you enjoy, you step back away. You come and enjoy, and you step back away. And pretty soon you go, I've been here 100 times. This is totally normal to me. But it's something that you had to process. You had to get used to it. You can't just push through. What will happen if you push through in that instance is you will go as deep as you possibly can. It will scare the bejesus out of you, and you will not meditate for a while. You will withdraw profoundly from meditation, and that's what you don't need. You don't need that kind of setback. And so you just come up to the edge where you're comfortable, you taste it, and then you come back. And then you come up and you taste it, and you get back. And you come up and taste it, and don't worry about pushing through. It's going to unfold naturally. Nobody goes up to the rose and yanks the petals open. Nobody does that. You sit there and you watch the sunshine unfold the petals for you. And all you have to do is behold the glory of it, right? You didn't have to yank the petals open. Meditation is really a strange thing, because when you're lifting weights, you can look at the pound and you say, I'm lifting more pounds, I'm making progress. When you are stretching, you can look how far you've stretched, you say, I am making progress. But meditation, we don't always see the gains that we are making. And that's why I teach the 4 proofs, because you want to notice those. Next up are the 5 breath states. Those are on my channel. I have 2 videos of the 5 breath states, and they will show you I am making progress. The freeze response. Watch the levels of the freeze response. Watch the levels of the tranquil breath. All of these will show you that you are making progress. Most all meditators don't have all of those little handholds to show them that they are making progress, and they get frustrated and they get impatient because they don't have the understanding of all of those little levels that they are making progress. And so they want more and more and more of the big, profound experience, right? Instead of looking for those little incremental steps, just like stretching, just like lifting weights, just like driving a car, there's an incremental progression which is very, very easy to see once I show it all of that to you. So I show you the 4 proofs, I show you the 5 breath states, I show you the progression, the possible progression of the freeze response, I show you the progression of the tranquil breath, and you go, look at all of these little steps. Oh my goodness, I've got so much I can do. And now you're not wandering around in the dark of meditation, because it's a very subtle process. It's so easy to look at the pounds on the weight. It's so easy to look at the distance that you're stretching. It's so easy to notice, oh my God, I'm driving and I'm more comfortable. All of that is very easy, but the meditation skill is very subtle. So having all of those little footholds will give you the confidence that your meditation is progressing, and you won't be stuck in this trap of, well, maybe I should just push through. Usually it's not that great of advice. It's much, much better to proceed comfortably and at the level of your skill. Don't worry about that huge goal at the end of your meditation. Don't worry about that. Put that in the court of the higher self. Look, I don't know how this is going to happen. I don't know how you're going to bring this all together, but I'm going to trust that I'm putting it in your court. You're going to make it happen. I'm just doing my job on this side, and here's my rung. Here's my little step ladder on this side. I've got the 4 proofs. I've got the 5 breath states. I've got the progression of the freeze response. I've got the progression of the tranquil breath. I've got the progression of the roll-up of consciousness. These are my steps. And if you can accomplish all of that, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I got a call. I got a call from a yogi. He's like, I don't think I'm doing that good. I don't know. It's like I was doing great, and then it just kind of went down. He says, all I'm getting is the tranquil breath and the freeze response. And I'm on the phone, and I'm like, what? What? Do you understand how big that is? It's so huge. Look, if you've got the tranquil breath and the freeze response and the roll-up of consciousness in my book, you are already a master of meditation. Okay, there's more, all right? There's a lot more that we can do. We can expand, we can go into absorption, we can go into samadhi. That's all waiting for you at that point, right? But you are on the cusp of it. You're on the cusp of it. And if you hang out in that realm, tranquil breath, freeze response, roll-up of consciousness, you are bound to get into absorption and samadhi. So in my eyes, you're already a master. You have already mastered the battle of the Bhagavad Gita. You've already mastered that. That's already done. All right? When you're walking into heaven, that comes after the Bhagavad Gita. That's the end. That's when all of them have won the war and they're walking into heaven. All right? So the Bhagavad Gita, it lays out the progression of meditation. And if you have the tranquil breath, the freeze response, and the roll-up of consciousness, you're already past the war. Do you see what I'm trying to say to you? You've already accomplished more than you can understand. Okay, Forrest, but I'm not there yet. I'm just hanging out with the 4 proofs. Do you know how big that is? You're on the right track. Do you know how many yogis and meditators don't have that? And they just wander around in the dark. And sometimes they hit on the parasympathetic system, right? That's what the 4 proofs are. They're the proof that you have awakened your parasympathetic system. And a lot of yogis, a lot of meditators, they kind of wander around in the dark and they hit on the parasympathetic and then they fall away. And then they hit on the parasympathetic and they fall away. But you have the 4 proofs. You have heart rate variability resonance. You have sit very still. And when you put those together right at the beginning of your meditation journey, or in the middle of your journey and you're getting online, right? You put those online. You put those into yourself. Now you have a meditation which is reliable, repeatable, enjoyable every single time. It's insanely huge. And building those little skills day after day will give you everything that you need, and you don't need to push through. You don't need to push through when it comes to time. You do the time which is comfortable for you. However much that is for you, doesn't matter. Do what is comfortable for you. When it comes to the depth of your experience, if it's too much and you're a little hesitant, don't worry about it. Relax. Keep coming back to that same place. Your psychology will get used to it. And then you will proceed easily and naturally. You don't have to worry about it. There's no yanking at the pedals. It's going to unfold perfectly. If you're having Kundalini symptoms, you're having energetic symptoms, and they're too much, it's okay to step back a little bit. Go ahead and pause your use of that technique, which is giving you too much. A little bit's just fine. You don't have to worry about it. But if it's too much, go ahead and pause the technique which is causing that. You want to be able to get used to those energetic symptoms. And you want to talk to your subconscious mind and say, would you please make this easier for me? This sensation that I'm feeling is too much. Can you make it easier for me? Have a dialogue with yourself. And now you're integrating with the subconscious. You're communicating in a friendly fashion with your subconscious, and it's huge because you have to go down to go up. You have to merge with the subconscious brainwaves in order to have the really profound, deep experiences. So when you see somebody and they're going really deep in meditation and they're having some of these really profound experiences with the higher self, some of that merger with the subconscious has already taken place. That's what's necessary. So you have to be friendly with yourself. You have to be kind. You have to be understanding. You have to be forgiving, or you'll never merge with the subconscious brainwaves. And that's the first part of the journey, to go down, to go up. All right? I hope that you love this. If you like this language, if you want to understand more about going down to go up, you got to check out Talking with the Higher Self. How to talk with the higher self. I go through it over and over again. I go through all of the brain parts, how it works, understanding these brain waves going down to go up. It's so profound. Oh my God, I wish I could go back 20 years and tell myself all of this, but that was the journey, right? Here I am, sharing it with you, and I love sharing it with you. So I hope you love this. If you did, be sure to hit that bell down below so I can see all of you.